All right, welcome to another episode of the Scary, Strange, and Paranormal. I think the ghosts are back. What's up, guys? This is the time of year where we bring back the show in full force. Hope you enjoyed the last episode. We were talking about my mom's scary adventure that I helped her out with my paranormal equipment and paranormal team. Let's first start off with giving a tribute and an honor and a condolences to Dan Rivera. He was the paranormal investigator. Um, he was the paranormal investigator that passed away not too long ago after picking up the Annabelle doll. Whoa. Um, the Warrens have like a museum of um, scary stuff in their museum. All right, so there you go. There's the tribute. Rest in peace. Thank you for your service. He did an outstanding job doing investigations. I saw him a couple times. I saw him on YouTube, on TV. So pretty cool. I follow a lot of these paranormal investigators. Zach Bagans, Jason Hall. Um, what else? Doogie, the brothers, Ghost Adventures, Taps. We watch a lot of this stuff on TV, like the guys from Weird New Jersey, Mark and Mark, Susan Slaughter, all those guys. Now, kind of daisy chaining to that story about with Dan, the Warrens. Now everything's going on. Been a lot of advertising of The Conjuring because of the new movie. And I am a big fan of the movies. I have them all, naturally, except for the new one, but I have the other ones: The Nun, Annabelle, all that's connected. Valak. I do a lot of demonology research on demons that fallen from heaven, and I have a very religious friend, that I grew up with, but her mother, my mom's friend from high school, she's knows all about heaven, hell. You can sit and listen to her, even if you're not into religion. She does it so good the way she speaks. She's like a speaker. Very interesting stuff. Makes you think. It really does. Knows the Bible in and out. Beyond the Bible, the Book of Enoch, um, demons, paranormal, ghosts, spirits. You got to believe in all that, right? You got to believe the light and the dark together to believe it all. I have atheist friends. I have agnostic friends. I like to hear it all. That's just the way I roll. I like to hear everybody's take and everybody's side. But let me tell you, the Warrens, they're big crooks. Now, here's the thing. I kind of knew this for a while, but I did deep research. First of all, I was going to say Elizabeth Warren, but that's for my political show. Lorraine Warren and Ed Warren, they're both passed away now. They're behind a lot of things. The Conjuring, Amityville, a lot of other paranormal events, many, I could name tons. The house that The Conjuring is based off of, they basically, when you do your research, lied about everything, all to make money. And if you look at what they profited after that, they made huge amounts of money. The Lutz family. Listen, with Amityville, Amityville Horror, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I learned. How families after that incident never seen a damn thing. And it wound up being that the Lutz, they They were just following along with the Warrens. The Warrens said, hey, listen, you want to make money or not? If you want to make money, then you got to roll with what we tell you to do. And they did it, and they made money. Books, interviews, on TV every day. When the people before them were brutally murdered by just a psychotic fucking nutcase. Hey, let's make money. You know, The Conjuring. House had zero bit of haunted evidence or a haunted track record. Dude, are you kidding me, bruh? But if you read about them, they studied professionally how to bullshit people, and then they would later get the couples that they would visit that needed real help. They would visit them afterward and say, listen, let's make money. You know, she'd go into a house and she'd go, I mean, you know, it makes me look bad, a professional paranormal investigator with a lot of skill and a lot of recognition for my team. For a lot of teams like Jason Hawes, Zach Bagans, and a lot of people that have their heart. I know a lot of little indie guys all around town, Pennsylvania, New York, that really, really try their best and try to help these people and their homes and their families. They get priests, they do blessings. Elizabeth Warren, Lorraine Warren would just go to room and go, oh, this is very haunted. He's talking to me. It's bad. It's haunted. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad. Oh, I see a murder. Yeah. I see a murder. And when I was done with this documentary, because they were like heroes to us, my paranormal team, we felt very ashamed to even mention them. We felt like we were let down, like our heroes let us down. It's not like wrestling. We know wrestling is fake, but we appreciate the acting. We appreciate the strength, the coordination, the way that they run the mic. It's a little different. But when you see your paranormal heroes investigating homes and saying this is the truth, and then they get them on the side, and then they make baloney up just to be on the cover of the news or a magazine or make money behind the scenes with books, that ain't cool, bruh. The Warrens did that. I'm wondering if even the stuff in their house, in their museum, is really cursed. Ed Warren's like, before he died, he's like, oh, never open up, you know, the spirit boxes in my basement, in my museum. Never open up, never touch this. You will die. And from what I read, a lot of priests and a lot of blessings and real paranormal investigators said there's nothing. There's not one bit of evidence. There's not one bit of spirit. And you know, as I have become more professional in my experience with the paranormal and the teams and seeing witnesses and seeing full-bodied apparitions, residual apparitions, EVPs, K2 meters, electronic voice phenomenon, responding to my questions. When they said that 90% of the Warrens' investigations never had anything, but they left making sure that it was hyped and spiced up for movies in the industry and just to get their name out. You know, if I lived in that era, I'd be famous, but you know what? I wouldn't do that. I don't want my name tarnished. I'd rather leave. You know how many investigated houses we left, me and my team, without hearing or seeing nothing, and we had to tell the people, and you know, and I would say to them, "Well, listen, I'm not telling you that it's not haunted. Just because you don't see Jasper, knock it off. Just because you don't see something at that given time doesn't mean it's not. Nothing is going to come. A real spirit. Listen. My most paranormal stories are sometimes me just by myself or something happening random. Not when you put the camera on. That's not how it works. And that goes for a lot of these. My pets are driving me crazy. You know, it's not because I don't believe. It's the opposite. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's not because you're recording or, I mean, I make funny little skits for humor. But when I'm doing a real investigation, we're really investigating. And I'm going to be honest with the people. And I'm going to say, tonight, I didn't see anything. I could come back. You could tell me to go screw, but I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, man, this guy came to me and he spoke. Come on. It's not how it works. And I'm filming, so I'm getting the proof. I'm recording. I'm not going to add to a recording of somebody talking that didn't. Believe me, there's investigators that do it. They want the hype. I'm sure they do it for TV too, because you're not going to see a television show and nothing happens, and they're like, okay, we're going home. Nobody would watch it, and people would stop watching the series. So you're going to have that. But for the Warrens to do this to families, and for the Warrens to, make this bullshit up, 100%. Not 90, not 80, 100. 100% bullshitters. And it makes us, the professional paranormal investigators, most paranormal comes from people that are not investigators. They're just normal people living in their house. Something flies off their wall. That's how it happens. We had a lot of family members died. And without explanation, we've seen their portraits and pictures fly. Not fall, fly. On the other end of the room. I've seen it. But, you might not be able to get that recreated by investigating somewhere. It's just not going to happen. The chances of seeing something like that are so slim. And triple and more slim with you recording and wanting it to happen. It's just not the way it is. However, you could get responses through EVPs. You could get, orbs. I've seen it. But the Warrens just blew it out of proportion. They'd come off after an investigating, and Lorraine and Ed Warren would be like, oh my God, we never seen anything like it. They came to us. They talked to us. No, they didn't. You were late for a therapy session. So there you go. They tested it where people would say to them, oh, there's a guy, Ed, here. He says his name is, or there's a guy, Jimmy, here. Let's just say. And Jimmy says he lives around in the basement. And as soon as you would tell them that, Lorraine Warren would come out and go, oh, there's a guy, Jimmy, down in the basement. I hear him. But if you would have never said that, she would have never said what she said. Bullshitter. But there's a lot of people in this field. That's why, I'm not saying everybody's legit. Definitely not. But I'm not going to be the one to get that reputation. I'm going to be the one to say, listen, I did hear something. Here's the proof. I'm going to record it. Hey, maybe I didn't catch it. But, I'm not going to, oh, you got to see what I saw. Things were flying. Come on. You're going to ruin people's lives. I guarantee half of investigators that do houses do that just to get, their hype. And that they want to get, because if you tell somebody, well, I didn't see anything or I didn't hear anything, they're not going to hire you back. They're going to hire another paranormal team and they're going to hear what they want to hear. But meanwhile, the team that's telling you the truth is the real team. And I'm always going to be real. My team, I sit them down. I say, you don't make crap up. You get the evidence. And listen, if you see activity or hear and you don't capture it, that's okay. You could share it. But I always say, take what, you be the judge. You don't have to believe me. Whereas Lorraine Warren's telling people, no, this happened. Get the directors, get Spielberg. No, I'm not going to do that. What you want to believe from me, even when I show you evidence or or let you hear an EVP, you take that with a grain of salt. That's what a real private and a personal paranormal investigator does. We're not like the Warrens. They're shameful. Now, I was just hearing that the entire new movie that's coming out is based off of not even the Warrens, just whoever made it up. So, it is what it is, right? Everybody can have fun, spooky fun. But if you're a real person and you're hiring a team and you're like, help me, I have problems. I believe them 100%. I know people that live with poltergeists. We're going to have a big show coming up for Halloween. It's going to be a big show. We might have, more shows before that, but we're definitely going to. But I'm telling you right now, this is going to be an amazing season for 2025. We got great things to talk about, and I want to save it. But I wanted to address this whole Lorraine and Ed Warren fiasco. You know, rest in peace to Dan, um, and all that. And I feel bad for the people that were misled. Imagine the the trouble and animosity that came from the Amityville house. Not cool. I had heard from a priest that had went there and said I got zero feelings. And he did the prayer and he did the sage and he did the blessings. They know they are like mediums. And that's another big, funny thing with mediums. I've seen real ones. I've seen fake ones. More fake than real, and that's a shame because there are some really good people out there in the field, and I was blessed to work with them and their honesty. So there you go. Take care, guys. The best to you. I can't wait to put up another episode. We got some juicy ones coming up. Some ones from personal experiences, which is always the best. Some from other people that have told me. Some that I've seen. And just some more history and information. So I want to share that with you today with the Warrens and our tribute and everything else. So take care, guys. I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy.